What's up, guys? We are back over here in Florida, and right now we are busy working on the red MR2. We kind of dove a little deeper into this thing than we initially planned. We actually have the engine pulled out of it right now, and that is because we got some accessories to put on here, and we actually decided we're going to change out the clutch. So we figured it'd just be easier to drop all of this out of the car, and it also gives us a chance to clean up the engine bay and everything inside of the car before everything goes back in. We are currently waiting on the clutch to get here. It might not be here for a couple days, but right now the car has a twin disc clutch in it, and we had that in there just in case we ever were to build the engine in this thing and turn it up. But for whoever wins this car, a twin disc clutch is just not necessary for the power this thing is making. We're going to be putting like a stage 5 single disc clutch in this thing. It will have a much nicer feel, and the drivability will be much more comfortable than trying to drive with a twin disc everywhere, and it will be good for up to 500-600 horsepower. So for whoever wins it, it will be a much better car all around. So we're going to be getting that clutch out of there at some point. We have the K-tuned power steering and AC delete kit to get on this thing, because right now it still has the AC condenser, and I think it had the power steering pump on it at one point, and we were just running the full-size belt. But we are getting rid of all of that stuff. We're going to clean all of this up right here a whole bunch. We have a new intake here for it as well, and a whole bunch of other little things. So we got the engine dropped out of it, and right now the car is up on the lift, and we are getting new pads and rotors on all 4 corners. So Wyatt is finishing up the last one right now. Got this front one done. Then it's just this driver's side front, and she will have fresh brakes for whoever picks it up, because it definitely needed some brakes.
Yeah, the backs are pretty bare, so just went ahead, did new pads and rotors for whoever wins it. One less thing you got to worry about.
Yep,
so
just trying to give her a good once over, make sure everything's good to go on this thing. We still have a lot of work to do on the red MR2, and there are only 10 days left in this giveaway. So we are going to be cutting it close. We're definitely going to get the car done regardless. We probably should have ran the giveaway for a little bit longer, just because we wanted to get some content of the car driving around, dynoing it and stuff like that. But regardless, we will be choosing the winner after the 21st. That is the last day, and you might just have to wait a little bit until we get everything fully buttoned up. But yeah, 10 days left on the giveaway, guys. If you haven't entered, be sure to go do that now. And yeah, I'm going to start on getting all of this stuff torn apart on the engine, get that all cleaned up. But we're just gonna keep plugging away on this thing until we get it all up and going again. And while we were up under here, we went ahead and pulled the intercooler off. This is the one that has been on the car for its whole life. This was the one that I took off the white MR2 a long time ago. This was actually an intercooler that I found laying around at PFI's old shop. Brent just let me have it, and I had to modify it. You know, look at those beautiful welds. Had to make that thing work back on a budget, but we're gonna be getting rid of that intercooler because it is a hunk of junk. It's all tweaked and everything. And we just went and picked up this guy. It's a lot thicker, brand new intercooler. It's gonna look a lot nicer under there, and it's gonna go basically in the same spot. We'll hang that guy up underneath there. Once we get the engine and everything back in, we'll be able to route our intercooler piping right into that guy, and then that one will go back into the throttle body, and then that gives us plenty of room right over here to run a full exhaust on the car again. Get her all dialed in.
pretty nice.
Yeah, so we still have some cleaning up to do. There's a whole bunch of grime up here. We're gonna get all this cleaned up, get her looking nice.
Yes, sir.
All right, so I just got the K-Tune power steering and AC delete kit all on there. Relocates our alternator down here. And that is all good to go. Yeah, we don't have all of that nonsense in there anymore.
Yeah, the belt going everywhere. It fits in the engine bay so much nicer too.
Yep, I did have plans of putting AC on this thing when we first brought it down because it was going to be the street car, but you know, that was a process. And if you want to put AC on this thing, if you win it, you are more than welcome to. But you know, it's our first giveaway car. We only got so much time.
Yep.
And we kind of scrapped that whole idea.
Race car.
Yeah, it's a race car, street car. I mean, if you're not in Florida, it won't be a big deal for you. It will still have the heater, but yeah, I threw the compressor away. It's down here. And yeah, you're gonna have to find.
Do we need to have a funeral for that poor thing?
Go bury it in the backyard.
11/11/21.
Hey, it's gonna make more power now though. Instead of turning the AC off, it's just gone. So that extra 20 horsepower
high performance mode
is on tap. So
nice.
That is ready to go, and Wyatt is pulling the radiator out right now. He actually got it out already. That is the stock radiator, and we have a brand new Mishimoto radiator going into this thing, because I don't know if you guys remember, but when we did the massive wheelie in the MR2, the white one, we bent the radiator, and Mishimoto actually saw the video, and they sent us another radiator for the white MR2, which was awesome of them. Didn't even ask. So customer support.
Another thing that was cool about that is how bent that thing was. Didn't leak at all.
Yeah.
So
quality as well. It kept
cool.
going.
Yeah.
But we put a different type of radiator in the back of the MR2. We did not end up using the Mishimoto one in the front of the white MR2, so we figured it would be perfect to go into the red one over here for whoever wins it. So the front end will be nice and clean looking with a shiny new aluminum radiator in there.
Yep.
And not all the fins are messed up. We'll have the slim fans on there, not these big bulky things. So we're gonna go ahead and get that guy installed as well. And then fresh radiator, plugging away on this thing. And then once the clutch comes in, we will be able to pull all that apart, get that in there, get it back in the car. But we are really making some progress here, guys. Get all that sorted. We have everything for the turbo kit on the way as well. You guys saw the manifold. We got the intercooler now. We have intercooler pipes coming, so we'll get all that knocked out, get this all put back together, and then the final stuff will be moving on to the interior and getting that all cleaned up and buttoned up. We have all of the interior pieces, which I showed while we were over at World Cup briefly in the bed of Jamie's truck. We have all of that over here as well that we are cleaning up and going through. But
yeah, whole interior is going to get a fresh detail. So
yeah, and then I think when it's all said and done, I would like to get the car dropped off with a detailer, get her cleaned up nice for whoever takes this thing home. But
it's going to be a solid unit for whoever wins it.
Yeah, I'm freaking pumped, you know. Definitely a lot of work to take on, but getting her knocked out in this last 10 days here should be interesting.
Yes, sir.
And
don't forget to get entered.
Yeah, don't forget to get entered. We probably shouldn't have taken a vacation the last week, but we'll make it work. So our neighbors right over here have some chickens, and every now and then they wander into our yard. There's a little hole in the fence. But this guy has wandered way into our yard. Normally they stay back over here by the trailers, but gotta make sure this guy gets home. What are you doing way out here, buddy? Oh, he looks lost. Oh no, his tail looks like it got bit off or something. Come on, buddy, let's go this way. I'm not sure if there's like wild animals out here that would, hey, come on. Yeah, I don't know if we have like coyotes or foxes out here, honestly, but looks like something nipped his tail. Come here, buddy. On today's episode of Boosted Hens. Come here, buddy. Oh, got you. Hey, easy, 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 easy. Oh. Come here, buddy. Got our chicken. Go put him back in the neighbor's yard. Got Lucy over here checking him out. You didn't bite this poor chicken's tail off, did you? I hope it wasn't her. Yeah, something definitely nipped this guy's tail. All right. I don't know where your chicken friends are at. They're normally back over here, but I'm gonna let you go back to where you came from. Sorry about your tail. Hopefully that heals up okay. Oh, shoot. Hayden finally got his car all done after how many years?
I mean, it's been like 2
years.
Yeah. I mean, it's not, I don't know about all done, but it might be able to make a rip.
We're calling this done.
Done-ish.
Done, good enough to make a pass.
Maybe.
All right, boys, since we are back, give you guys an update on where we are at with the MR2's roll cage. It is very, very close. Right now, Hayden has it up on jack stands to push the cage up into position, and he just got these floor plates tacked into place here to actually hold the cage up into position. So he's actually ready to set it back down here in a minute and start getting all of those fully welded out. And then the last bar we need to do, there's actually 3 total bars. So we have to complete the main hoop right here, and then we have to add a gusset up there, and then there's a kidding bar that goes right down here. And me and Hayden were going back and forth for a while because I wanted the bar to be symmetrical and in line with this outer hoop bar, but the MR2s are so small that it would be kind of hard to crawl in and out of this thing. So I wanted the bar to come in line right here and come down just to make the hoop look nice. But I took some measurements while we were at World Cup, and I got an idea of a whole bunch of other different cages, and I got some measurements. And the MR2, especially with the dash in it and stuff, it is a tiny car. So the rule book allows you to offset this bar right here 4 inches back if you had a gusset right here, and that is what we are going to do. So then it gives us the most room possible to crawl in and out of this thing, because if you do happen to get into a wreck, you want to be able to get out of the car fast in case of a fire or anything like that. So the extra room will definitely help. And I saw a couple at World Cup and they still look really good just like that, but I was mixed between wanting it to look good and also function.
Yeah,
and
I mean, it'll still look good. You won't ever second guess it once it's in the car and you have the interior in it and everything. Like, you'll be happy with the offset bar for sure.
Yeah.
And it'll just make it nicer.
Yeah, and crawling in and out of it, like we said, will be a lot easier. We had the seat in here, and I kind of just pretended this bar was in place, and it would just not be fun crawling in and out of this thing, especially getting in and out of it in the trailer and all of that. So we're gonna set that back. But yeah, Hayden got these extra bars added right here to create the X in the doors, and he's just been going. But
got the base plates in there, maybe like 3-4 more hours, and the cage should be really close to being all the way done. So
yeah, and then here pretty soon I'm gonna try to get the dash notched, and we'll see if we can get that back into place, and then from there get the windshield back in. We still have to remount our steering wheel into place and keep going from there. But she is just about ready to go back to the track, and I think we're shooting for Sunday because Hayden's gonna be bringing his carts back over there, and hopefully we can get them both out there and make something happen.
Yeah, mine's untested, never made it past, nothing. See, I mean, it's whatever, right?
Yeah.
On the home stretch for this one.
Yeah, so I'm freaking pumped. It's looking so good, boys. MR2 is about to go as fast as we can make it. So right now the cage is up in place on the MR2, and I'm working on getting the dash put back into this thing. When I first did the 10-point roll cage in the car, I left the dash in place. We drilled our holes through the top of the dash. This was actually a factory vent right here. And then we drilled that guy right there. We were actually able to just slide the bars through the dash and work around the dash being in place. But with this cage, we had to take the dash completely out. So now when we go to put the dash back in, we can't just slide it into place, because obviously we're not going to get our bar through there without cutting a slit on either side of this. And now our front bars are in a slightly different spot than they were before. They're a little more forward. Before they were slightly back. So I measured it out, and I took a center punch, just kind of marked a little dot of where the center of the new bar is. So what I'm going to do is just take this little air saw, and we're going to cut 2 lines right here to cut a notch out of that guy on either side, and then just try to see if we can finesse the dash back into place from there. We might have to take even more material off and go farther up to here to make it work, but I'm going to start by taking the least amount of material off as we can to try to make the dash still look pretty nice and get it all back into place here. All right, the new radiator is in, ready to go, and we have been cleaning out the interior. We didn't get to the passenger side yet. This side is still really gross. Got the seats out of here. There's all of this crap we need to clean out of this thing. There were literally mice living in this car at one point. If you guys remember the video when we first picked this thing up, we got it running, and mice were quite literally running out of this thing. And yeah, they were living in this car for a while. We've been cleaning all of that stuff up, and we also have a Holy Bible that was in the car, along with a iPod that I forgot about. This iPod had a lot of songs on it. I'm not sure if you want the Bible. If you win the car, let us know. I can leave it along with the car. But yeah, getting all of the interior pieces pulled out of this thing, getting it all cleaned up. We also have all of the plastic pieces outside that came out of the interior, and these were all really gross, and we have been out here hand scrubbing all of these. We just got some water and soap over there, and right now they are all drying outside, and they are looking really nice. So once we get everything else on the interior buttoned up, ready to go, there's some wiring that we need to touch up, but then all this can start going back into the car. We might be missing a couple pieces still, but I think we have just about everything here. Get the interior looking nice, but she is really coming together, boys. Don't mess it up.
I don't want no evidence that I did this. Turn that off.
We got to notch the center console piece on the red MR2 to fit around our billet K-tune shifter. It's really common when guys are running this shifter in their K-swapped MR2s. They just got a notch right around here to make it all fit. But we just got our brand new shifter cables installed, ready to go. We actually have the right hardware now holding those guys in, so there should be no more slop once we get it all put back together. And yeah, she's coming along. The interior's looking great. Just got the carpet all vacuumed out on this side. The driver's side has a hole in the carpet near the front, but we're gonna clean it up as best we can. We'll probably just get some floor mats to put in here, but she's looking good. And then we also need to do a install kit for our double-din stereo. The MR2 will be coming with a Pioneer double-din touchscreen stereo, which is a pretty nice unit. And we are going to be wiring the speakers properly as well, because the sound system doesn't sound that great right now. But all these little things are getting dialed in on the red MR2 here.
Take and trim that a little more.
Yeah, just barely hitting on that guy right there.
Yep. And
You might not even need to cut it, but almost just
angle it.
Just grind into that,
Yeah.
so that cable clears.
Yep.
All right, guys, there she is. All of the bars are done on the MR2's roll cage. We just got to final weld all of this stuff up right here, and I'm gonna go ahead and run a little bead from here to here. Can't let Hayden have all the fun. I have to have at least one weld on this cage.
One easy weld, right?
Just one easy weld, but it's right there where you can see it. So we'll have my half and Hayden's nice half right there, and then we'll get it all finished out, and then that'll be that for tonight. But
there you go. You can do one of the final welds on it.
yeah, after Hayden's multiple hours.
It's an insane amount of welds on one of these cages, but be nice and safe for you. So
Oh yeah, it looks sick. So I don't even mind the offset at all. Actually looks really good. So there it is with the gusset right there. And actually, once the door is shut and we have the tops back on, it actually matches the other side pretty well. So you almost can't even tell that it has that offset.
you and your symmetry. I tried my best for you.
No, it looks really good. Came out great. So go ahead and get this all welded up.
How's she looking?
She's looking pretty good, dude. I'm happy with that. Got my one
I
weld
like
on
it.
there.
There you go.
I'm gonna get this one too.
Here we go. All right, I'll head inside. You finish the rest of it.
All right, I got you. Well, guys, that is going to wrap it up for tonight. We got the MR2 pushed over here closer to the welders so we could finish MIG welding up all of the floor plates, but everything is in place and ready to go, and we still have a lot of work to do on this thing tomorrow. We got to get the steering wheel mounted back up to the column, get the dash back in, and get this thing put back together so we can hopefully go race them Sunday is the goal. So
even if it's not like a competitive race, it'd just be cool to go do race car stuff.
yeah, even just to go out and have fun. Either way,
Yeah.
we plan on turning this thing all the way up and seeing what happens and going from there, and then it'll be the first time Hayden can get his car out.
Yeah, well,
See that thing go.
me and you have never been to the track together. Like, we've never ever had our cars together at the track at the same time.
Yeah, we're
like,
always
even with the CRX, like back then, like
we're
my
always
car was
watching
broken.
each other.
Yeah, exactly. Either I'm filming you or you're filming me. So it'll be exciting to have both of them out there. Even if you gap the shit out of me, or even if you gap me, I'll still have fun. So
Racing, anything can happen.
yeah, I just want to have some fun. So
Oh yeah, dude. Came out freaking sweet, so huge shout out to Hayden. He killed it on the cage. And now we are able to turn this thing as up as we want. We have no restrictions on the cage. We can go as fast as we can make this chassis go. So I'm pumped, boys. That's gonna be it for this video. Don't forget to enter for the MR2 giveaway. At the time of filming now, there's actually only 8 days left. This was actually a couple days of work to get to this point. TheBoostedBoys.com. Every $5 you spend will get you an entry for the red MR2. We are going to get that thing together here in the next few days as well. So make sure you're entered, and you might just win an MR2. It's going to do it for today's video, and we will see you later.